Hello again, Super Mega Baseballers. Eric again, your friendly neighborhood logo maker. This is a video, it's going to be a non-logo video. I'm just showing you some gameplay while I'm going to do a little Q&A. I'm going to go over some of the common questions that I get asked, and I figure I'll just answer them all in one. How did I start with doing logos? I've always been very drawn to creative games like SimCity and Cities Skyline. It's an Xbox game. Games like that have always really appealed to me. And while I don't feel like I'm really not an artistic person, at least in like any type of graphic type arts or painting or any drawing or anything like that. I've always liked the creating my own team, creating logos when possible, and I did a lot with Super Mega Baseball 2. At one point, I think I had about 100 of them, and I've mentioned this before. What I've tended to do, and I'll have to be a little more careful now, is what I would do is I do a season, and I always do 162 game seasons, and any team that didn't win 500% of their game, or 50% of their games or more, 500 record or better, they would get eliminated. I would delete them and add in new teams because I was always creating logos, so I always had a lot of backup. I kind of equated to soccer relegation. So if you don't, you know, if your team couldn't cut the mustard, then you're gone. And I realized I probably deleted a couple of good logos from doing that. So now I'm being a little bit more cautious about how I do that again. So how do I choose what logos I'm going to do? So I kind of make a list of things that I'd like to try to do, and ones that seem to appeal to me, or I see a picture of something that looks really cool, or variations of teams that I've see, in real life, whether it's professional or minor league. Minor league's great because they tend to be very creative and often kind of funny. So I kind of look at that. And sometimes I actually just choose the color before I even decide what I'm going to do. It just kind of depends on what my mood is. If I don't have anything in mind, I'll start with colors, and then I start playing around with from there. And at this point, I've done probably between SMB 2 and 3, I've probably done 600-700 logos at this point. So I kind of have a pretty good idea on how to do certain things. The part is always trying to challenge myself and do something a little bit different. All right, next one is, do I copy or create my logos? It's a combination. There's about three different ways these happen. Sometimes I just look at something straight up and I try to copy it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. There's nothing wrong with that. Like when people do MLB logos and things like that, there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes it is just pure straight creation where I try to do something I've never done before. Try to do something a little different, or I do a variation of something I've seen before. So the third way is I get an idea of what I want to do, and I vary something that I've seen in a picture before. Or if I say, hey, I'm gonna do a lion, I'll look at kind of different logos for lions and get ideas, and then I'll kind of amalgamate that together and then come up with what I come up with. So it's a combination of a couple of different things. You will see some of my logos that have been done before. You'll see, as far as like they're professional. Some will be just pure creation, and some will be a hybrid. Favorite layers. This should be real obvious. Swish 10. I don't know why. It's very flexible. You can do a lot of things with it. I often do it if I just need to stylize a logo so it doesn't look like, it's just super geometrical. It's kind of some of the things you see in some professional logos where they've got, little points off to the side that stylize it a little bit. And if I need to do a specific type of curve in a logo, it works really, really well. So that's by far my favorite. After that, Shield 5 is another one I find a lot of use for. And like I said, after I do my 20th logo video, I'm going to do a little bit of a tutorial on some of my little tricks and ways that I save layers, ways that I do certain effects. I've been a very big proponent of using the number 7 for noses, because there's about 13 or 14 of them that can be used to do different types of noses depending on what you're trying to do. This one I haven't been asked so much because I think I've answered this a lot, but I did get this question recently. It was, why are my logos so big and why do I do my jerseys the way that I do? It'd be very easy for me to say, well, that's what I like and deal with it. It really comes down to baseball's not my favorite sport. Hockey is by far my favorite sport, and if you know hockey at all, jersey logos are big. That's what they do, and that's the way I like it. There are two super mega baseball teams that do have large logos on their jerseys. If you know all your teams, you'll know which two they are. And I understand that a lot of people like the traditional small patch in the corner. And then, and you can have like the team name on it. And then on the opposite jersey, you'll have the city in writing. I understand that. Honestly, Major League Baseball logos to me are some of the most boring, generic things ever. You don't have to agree. I don't care, to be honest. But they're very boring. I mean, honestly, the most exciting baseball logo is the Montreal Expos, or even the Milwaukee Brewers. Everything else is kind of boring. I'm a Cubs fan. The Cubs logo is garbage, just hot garbage. And it's like you look like the Padres. Don't even use the Padre anymore. There's just the S and the D. The Giants just use the S and the F. It's like, that's just boring. So that's why I try to do stuff that's different. I do it for me. I don't do these logos for you guys. I do the videos for you guys. But the logos I'm doing for myself because I really want to challenge myself and see how far I can push myself. And I understand my jerseys will not look like traditional baseball jerseys for the most part. I don't want them to. I want them to look unique. I want them to be bold. I want them to be, different. I'm trying to use different colors, and I'm trying to incorporate lots of new, different ideas. I don't like trying to do the same things over and over again. So that's where I'm at with that. Same thing with jerseys. It's like I don't want them to look normal. I know that I get a little too in love with pinstripes, depending on some of the color schemes I'm using. And so that's where that's at. Favorite logos that I've done so far. The Diablos, which is actually the team you're watching right now, not the team that's at bat, that's the Spartans, but the team in white with the demon. That's one of my favorites. It's the reason why that's actually the team, my created team, that I actually use in my season. And then the Rams, which was the 10th video I did, which was the hardest logo and the most time-consuming logo I've done. It's because of the fact that I knew fairly early on I was onto something really good, and that I struggled to get a certain thing done, and I eventually worked through it in time. It took me a while to do it. And once I got through the hardest part I had on the horns, then I did end up looking at it and going, wow, that's actually pretty damn good. That's like almost professional looking. I'm not going to claim that I'm that good, but I'll be honest, I am super proud of that logo. There's a bunch of other ones I've done too. There's a lot of stuff I've done recently that I like. Ones I got coming up. Sovereign, which is going to be my 11th video. The Cougars, which I liked because it kind tried to make the logo look like an app. Then I got the dragons coming up, and then I'm gonna show you one of my 16 layer ones, the Karens, which I was kind of funny. The papillons, the butterflies, using colors I don't normally use. Gunslingers, war horses. I did the San Diego surf dogs, which I've got coming up in a while. Piranhas, the Jurassics, the Musketeers, the Matadors, which is one that I got an awful lot of love on Reddit from. I was kind of surprised, but that was a different one. It's stuff where I'm doing something that's a little different than what you would see in a normal baseball logo, or ones that challenge me a little bit more. Those are the ones I'm really the most proud of. Next question is, how come I just don't do a quick 5-minute video and post the layers? That's because, to be honest, it's like when the guys who've done their MLB logos and they're posting all the teams, I understand why they just click through and show you all the layers. I get that, because that's the only way to do, all the Major League Baseball teams, because there's so many teams. You couldn't sit there and do a 15-20 minute video on each. It'd be an exceedingly long video, hard to upload and pain in the rear end. So since I'm just doing one at a time, I want to take the time. I took the time to make the logo. My logos take me about an hour, or more. The more complicated ones, oh man, she got one right in the tenders. The more complicated ones, could take me upwards of 2 hours. I include jersey time too. The jerseys usually don't take me too long to do. But I do make changes sometimes in logos depending on how I end up wanting the jersey to go. So yeah, that's kind of where that is. So why do I do the logos in the order I'm doing here? Why don't I do them as I post them? Well, simply because by the time I started getting to doing videos, I had 138 logos already done, ready to go, to do videos on, and to sit there and just do the new stuff that I've done most recently. It's like I've kind of evolved in how I do my logos, and I did a very specific way where I do the big background, and then I would do a logo, and then I got it where I started doing them as kind of a patch, and then sometimes I just do it as like if it's a painting picture, like Gunslingers is a full. I use the entirety of the screen to make that one. So it really just kind of depends on what I'm trying to do. Sorry, I'm disciplining my dog. So yeah, it's and I've got everything from I've done Homer Simpson. That's on my list to show you guys. I've done hockey jersey. I've done one of San Jose Sharks logo. They call the Apex Predators. I made a couple changes to it. I've done one, the SMU Mustangs is one of a custom one I did for somebody, and things like that. So it's like I kind of try to go all over the place and try to do something that is different, you haven't seen before. I want to show off different styles. I could easily just sit there and go, I've got 4 or 5 samurai teams that I've made, and it's like I could blow through them and then just keep going. It's like, but no, I kind of want to show you, here's a style I did early on, here's something that I evolved into, here's something that's very unique with use of negative space, here's one that is a little bit more traditional. Here's a 16 layer one that I've done, because there's a couple of them that I'm kind of proud of that you're going to be seeing on here. So that's how that goes. Why I don't do Major League Baseball logos. I've been asked to do those before, and there's a reason why I don't do that, is because there's a couple of guys who did Major League Baseball videos on YouTube for Super Mega Baseball 2, and then when 3 came out and then we got the extra 16 layers for 32 layers total, these guys went back and redid them to so they could make the logos a little bit better. It's already been done, and I just don't see the need to go and redo logos that I'm not overly fond of anyway, and they're all kind of basic in my opinion. And to be honest, I have been critical of people who post Major League Baseball logos and think that they've done something groundbreaking. It's like, no, you haven't. It's been done before. People have posted it. I could easily go off there and do that all day long and just, here's the California Angels logo, and it's like everyone's going to get all excited about it. It's like, no, it's been done, and I don't like doing that. I like to do something that's a little different. I did recently do sort of reimagined ones. Some of them just are my ideas. Some are ones that some graphic artists have done as art, and I've just turned it into a SMB3 logo. So I posted some of those on Reddit and Facebook a couple of days ago, but it's not really my desire to do them because, to be honest, again, I think Major League Baseball logos are boring as hell. And so this is one that's come up a lot lately, is you asked to take on challenges, and then I asked if you could do a logo, but then you didn't do it, or you did do it and you posted it, but you won't post the layers, you won't send them to me. No offense, when I do logos, they take me, like I said, about an hour to 2 hours on average. And if you want me to do something, you're saying, hey, I had somebody ask me if I could do the Crips and the Bloods. I'm like, one, I don't see the purpose of it, but okay, I could do those. Not very hard to do, but the thing is, it's going to take up teams. I have 212 teams right now, and I'm actually getting ready to have to delete teams because I've got too many. And then I'm going to have to, you can only do about 250 teams, including your seasons. So I'm getting to this point where I'm going to have to start deleting teams just to have room to make more. Like I like doing the challenges, but it's like I have a life. I've got other things I have to do. I've got a family. I got kids. I got a girlfriend. I've got a dog, 2 dogs actually, to take care of, and a house and other things like that. And I don't have time to sit there and take on 7, 8, 9 requests of people wanting me to do a specific logo for them like that. There is a way for me to do logos for you. This will be the next question is, do I create custom logos? Yes. I've done 28 custom logos for people so far, and I have not posted any of those. I will not post any of those for any length of time in the near future because it is a custom logo. Part of what I do with that is I do a logo, and then it's yours, and it's yours for 6 months before I'm willing to go and put it out there for everybody. So if you want me to do a custom logo for you, here's what I ask you to do. First, email me supamegaeric1@gmail.com. supamegaeric1, the number 1, @gmail.com. You tell me what it is that you're looking for. If you're asking me to do a picture, I had somebody ask me they wanted to do the old Houston Oilers logo, and you send me a picture of it, and then I go off and I see what I can do. I don't charge until you want the layers. So, and understand that when I'm doing this, you're paying for my time. I do have to ask to be paid for it. I don't ask a lot. I ask for about $10 an hour, just to, I'm doing you a favor, do me a favor. I've seen a lot of other people who charge a lot more than this, and I saw a guy who did MLB The Show once, and he actually wrote up a contract on it. It's real simple. You ask me to make you a logo, I'll make you the logo, I'll send you pictures. If you like it, then we figure out how you're going to pay me, with whatever apps we're going to use. You pay me, I email you a spreadsheet that shows you how to do the logos. It's actually the spreadsheet I make for myself so that I can log all my logos, and I'm going to show you right now. This is my spreadsheet right there. Okay, so that's how I do it. So when I go through, I can very quickly, it takes me 5 to 8 minutes or so to do a team at this point. And then I can go through, and then I can, when I do my videos, I can go through and tell you, here's layer 1, shape, text, font, effect, the color, the position, the rotation, the scale. And that way I can very quickly get through a video in 15 to 20 minutes and do it in real time, so that if you're on your game at the time while you're watching this, you can actually, follow along with me. And if you're quick, you can actually make the logo while you're watching the video. So after I get paid, I send you the spreadsheet, and then if you struggle, you can respond to me and I will try to help you through it. I've actually, on a rare occasion, I will even call you on the phone and I'll talk you through it. I've noticed that there's been times, like if I've got somebody who's on PC, sometimes it's a little different, the logo making process, as opposed to what it is on Xbox. All right. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for those who've subscribed. If you haven't and you keep watching my videos, just subscribe. It doesn't kill you. It'll get you every video. And what I'm trying to do is, about out of every 10 videos I do, I'm trying to do one of my 16 layer ones that I still really like, and then do an informative video that might not be a logo, but it will talk about certain aspects of the game. I'm going to do another one right after this about what I would like to see added to the game or changed in the game, and maybe spark some conversation there. Some of the stuff is I've seen in forums and ideas that I've thought of that other people have thought of as well. So maybe it'll spark a little bit more dialogue that gets back to Metalhead. All right, thank you again, guys.